What's up guys, macadii here, and today guys, week 1 of the GPC League, where I am up against Gareth, coach of the PassimiAngers. So if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like down below, I would really appreciate it. He has got a very spooky team. As I said, a lot of people have drafted a lot better than I have. So what we'll do is we'll run through what he's got, what I'm going to be bringing to then try and answer that team, and then finally we're going to then go into the battle from there. So it should be popping up on your right hand side, but in case you guys are somehow not able to read, I will read them out. So we got Zapdos, Weavile, Hippowdon, Mega Alakazam, Virizion, Blastoise, Kyurem, Steelix, Lycanroc, and Avalugg. So very spooky squad. Unfortunately, the Dark type in Weavile, which makes me very sad, so I wouldn't be able to run any sort of store power shenanigans or anything like that. And looking at it, ironically enough, Necrozma was probably my best bet to actually handle a Weavile, because with Colbur Berry, I take it like an absolute champ. A Life Orb knockoff does less, I think it's about 32 max, which is absolutely crazy with this physically defensive set. It allows me to wall quite a good amount of Pokemon on his team, pressure them decently with Psychic, and then we've got the Brick Break on there, which OHKO's Weavile guaranteed. You may be asking why we're not Hidden Power Fighting. That's mainly because of limitations. It's actually illegal to have HP Fighting on a Necrozma because of how legendaries and perfect IVs are. You can't get the right IV values to actually get HP Fighting, so you have to run Brick Break. But the only impact that has it is on like the Steelix or something like that. Psychic's still going to be doing a little bit, so that's not too bad. And then we got the Morning Sun, which unfortunately, with Hippowdon being around, makes life a little bit harder because we're only going to be getting 25% back. But hopefully with Wishes and stuff like that from Alomomola, we should be okay from there. Next up, we've got the Mega Lopunny, which, bringing my favourite set week 1 makes me very happy, which is the Power Up Punch Last Resort, just because that allows me to smash through the Zapdos, Hippowdon. Every time Weavile comes out, I can Power Up Punch if he wants to go into that. Then I can just pressure really nicely with Last Resort from there. Unfortunately, Mega Zam is going to be a real pain, because that can outspeed me and revenge each time. But I've got, I've got ways around that, so that will be pretty nice. And the only thing that really handles that well is the Steelix. And I've got, a few ways to switch into Steelix. I just need to wear it down, basically. And this guy can put in a whole lot of work, which is great. Next up, we got the Muck. I 100% had to bring this Muck just because it was a really good way to be able to check the Alakazam. And we've got the Knockoff, Poison Jab, Pursuit, and then Brick Break on there. So that allows me just to pressure the Weavile. And if the Steelix decides to come in, I can just do a little bit of damage to that. We're not fully invested in HP. We want a bit of defense on that side just to be able to take at least what physical hits just a little bit better. I'm anxious about that Weavile and stuff like that. So that's why we're not fully HP invested. We got some in defense as well. Next up, we got Alomomola. I needed to bring Alomomola because it gave me a good check to Weavile. It gave me a switch into things like Blastoise. I could pivot around the Kyurem, Steelix switch in, Lycanroc check. So it checked a lot of his team, and he had not many ways to be able to handle that outside of maybe the Zapdos, which I anticipate to be probably bulky Zapdos just to be able to try and take on my Mega Lopunny. And so I thought, what we'll do, we'll be cheeky. We'll be very cheeky. So what we had was a Wish set. So we got Wish, no Protect on here, which is a bit of a risk, I must admit. But then as I said, I want to try and use it as a pivot. Come in, Wish up, switch out. Come in, Wish up, switch out. Stuff like that. So I didn't think at the time, Protect would be particularly necessary. We got Scald on there, which allows us to basically spread some burns, which is nice. I'm not here to do loads of damage. I'm here to support the team and just wear things down a little bit and help Mega Lopunny get through. Getting a burn on the Zapdos or the Hippowdon would be really nice. Return on there seems a little bit weird, but Return is to allow me to break Mega Alakazam subs, because I imagine if it's like sub Calm Mind or something, Alomomola is going to be crying because I cannot break its sub with a Scald because I've got terrible special attack. So that's what the Return's for, and same with the Virizion as well. Just being able to break that thing sub would be really nice, and, try and pivot around it from there. Next up, we have got the Pyro. So he has no switch into this, which is absolutely great. He has to predict, he can predict a little bit with Steelix, but if I go for a Fire Blast, he gets blown back from there. Most of the time, I can just spam Hyper Voice, which is great. We've got Flamethrower in there for 100% accuracy, because you guys know, I'm not always the most luckiest with moves. And then finally, we got Hyper Beam, because why not? I need no coverage on this guy. It might allow me to maybe take out the Hippowdon after a little bit of I think it depends on his Spadef investment, actually. If he's 0 Spadef investment, if he's max physical for the Mega Lop, then I have a good chance to Oko with Hyper Beam, which is pretty sweet. I am on Nerve on there, so that allows me to stop any Ockerberry shenanigans with Steelix. But I was very tempted. Ethan was trying to get me to go for Rivalry, just for the memes, and I decided no, I can't afford to do that. I need this. He's one of my main win cons, just because every time he comes in, he's got a pretty good chance to get a kill from there. So he is very, very valuable to me. Next up, we got the Sylveon. We've got a sort of bulky offensive Sylveon here with the Hyper Voice, with the Pixie Plate, allows me to 2-hit KO most his walls, and he just doesn't really have that great of switch-ins to it. Steelix, as I said, is his best switch-in, but that's the thing. That's the whole point, is I'm trying to wear down the Steelix. He's got to check too many mons here. You know, it's here to try and check Necrozma, it's got to try and check Sylveon, and after a while it is going to get worn down, and Mega Lopunny can come in and sweep. So I thought, you know, just go for max. Let's go Hyper Voice, Wish Protect there, Heal Bell 100%, just because I know Toxics are coming. Everyone wants the Toxic Necrozma, so, and also same with Alamomola. So, you know, having a Heal Bell on there could be really nice, and just a way to undo any progress that they've got. And especially with Alamomola's Regenerator, just to keep coming back in, you know, to lose the Toxic and then come back in with all that sort of toxic damage healed back off, it will be absolutely great. So that's the team that we got. What we'll do now is we'll go into the battle and you can see exactly what happened from there. Okay, so we are at the battle, and as you can see, he has got a very, very spooky squad, very, very bulky in the form of his potential defensive core here with the Hippowdon plus the Zapdos plus then the Steelix. So I need, as I said, my target was to try and wear down the Steelix as much as possible, get some damage from that. Lycanroc is going to be a little bit scary because obviously with Sand Rush, I must admit, I overlooked it a little bit in prep. Didn't really think about it, but when I came back here, I was like, actually, Lycanroc's pretty scary. I do have ways to outspeed at the minute, but then with Sand Rush, that's going to be pretty horrible. And then obviously Mega Alakazam and Weavile is a really horrible core to have to prep for. But what I decided to do here, as you can see, is lead off with my Necrozma, get my rocks up, which is great, see what sort of Zapdos this set is. So he does decide to go for Volt Switch here, not go for Toxic. So that tells me that he's probably leaning against defensive. And then looking at the damage calcs, he's max special attack. So I was like, ooh, I have a feeling this guy might be Scarf. So I switch out here, out into my Alamomola, just play it safe. Here I really wanted to wish, really wanted to wish, but I was expecting a Toxic here, so I was like, oh, just, you know, throw out a cheeky Scald, see what we can do from here. Unfortunately, he does go into the Zapdos. The initial plan would be Wish. He switches into Zapdos, and then I Mirror Coat on his Thunderbolt, kill him, or on his Volt Switch and kill something, and my Wish brings me back. Unfortunately, I won't have the Wish, so I have to make a few more sort of choice switches later on. He goes for Volt Switch. I was like, there's no way he's going Weavile. Oh, yes, and the Alakazam comes out, and we take out a massive threat. Alamomola being the absolute bay that it is, and we catch him completely off guard there, which is great. So after that, he does end up going for a Volt Switch. We go into Muck. Muck doesn't really do a huge amount now. He's kind of, ironically enough, the job's been done for Muck. So I'm going to still keep it though for Death Fodder because I've got a switch in him in my Alamomola. He makes a great prediction, goes to the Toxic there. As I said, I got a Heal Bell, I got a Regenerator. I'm not too worried. I go for Wish here. Looking at the damage here, he did 22%, and I was like, okay, I can live another one. I'll go for a Scald here, get a bit of damage off. And unfortunately, the Earthquake then comes through and he gets a much higher roll, and we do die from there. So that makes me really sad. So outcomes are, whatchamacallit, Pyro. And I'm just going to go Fire off a Fire Blast, as he's got no switches into that at all. So that is absolutely great, and we're looking really good with this guy. So I end up switching out here, going into my Muck just to sack it off as he decides to go for a Rock Slide. And that's quite sad, but not much we can do. We do sack off some Death Fodder there. So I go into Broken here. I decide to go for a Psychic just to see what he's going to go for. I don't think he's going to go hard Weavile, as a Psychic does a good amount to the Steelix. No item as well. So I'm thinking, okay, he's going to be most likely either the Fire Berry, but most likely he's going to be Chopple Berry. So I just need to get some damage down on this, wear this guy down to below 30%, and then I'm going to be a happy guy from there. So he roars me out then, I go into Sylveon, so I switch back into Necrozma. I'm expecting like a Heavy Slam or something. He does go for the Heavy Slam, which is great, and now I can heal up. He is roaring me out around a bit, but I'm still not too worried here, as, you know, I might force him out here with the Lop. So I switch back into Necrozma, as he just goes for Earthquake. Still at a really nice amount of HP here. I go for Psychic here. I really thought I should have gone for Moonlight, but I don't. I go for Psychic, which is a shame. So now he goes into Weavile. And the knockoff goes.
Can't wait to report your death. Like, seriously. What's wrong with you, asshole?
And that was a crit. That was a crit, and the crit did... What was that? 41%, which is absolutely insane. So he lived that absolutely fine. Apparently he was E-Belt, and Broken is able to get a kill from that. As I said, unfortunately I didn't Morning Sun. That would have been absolutely great, because I'd be living all of the hits from this doggo right here, and I probably would have just walled out a lot of his team with the crossman from that. Obviously Hippo would have been a bit of a pain, but it would have been nice to have that guy. So I go for High Voice with this, and we're getting some nice damage. We take out the Steelix. It's looking pretty close because the Sandstream's coming up. I debated going for Wish Protects and stuff like that to burn out the Sandstorm, but in the end I kind of... Actually no, I think at this point I kind of forgot about the Sandstorm with the Sand Rush, and I thought I'd won. But I do end up going out into my Mega Lopunny here, and it's debatable what his coverage is. So he told me at the end he did have Brick Break, but he did the Calcs, and unfortunately Brick Break did not kill from there. So his best bet was to Rock Slide and get the flinch. So we went for the Rock Slide, I do live, and then we take him out with a Power Up Punch. So we finished the match 2-0, which is absolutely fantastic. That Miracle play was absolutely great, because apparently it turns out he was Miracle Eye Alakazam, which I completely forgot about. And that would have absolutely destroyed me, because he'd be able to Miracle Eye onto my Muck, get rid of that Dark typing, which would have been really sad. And then he had Psyshock, Psychic, and Shadow Ball, which just pressured my team a whole lot. So that was really nice that we were able to catch him off guard with that. But that is going to be it in terms of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. We start off with a nice and strong 2-0. Which is great. We're only the second battle, I think, so far in all of the GPC. And at this point of recording, I think only 2 battles have been played. So technically, I'm #1 in GPC right now. So that makes me very happy. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, and I will see you guys later. Macadii out.